Welcome once again to the channel. I'm Octane, and today we take a look at the new event. We also take a look at the deck, but first we're going to have a look at the news link. So this week it's 50% off all vaults. So all vaults, it doesn't matter which vault it is. You've got free retro vault, you've got one main vault. The main vault is out today. The first retro vault is tomorrow. You got one on Friday and one on Saturday. So if the cards are any good, which we get tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, please take advantage of those. I'm not sure which ones are going to come out. We can take a look and basically see if we can guess which ones are going to come out. So let's take a look at solo rewards and guild supremacy rewards. So starting this week, you've got guild supremacy, you got solo reward, and you have to complete you basically have to complete solo bosses as well to collect coins, I think, for the frenzy. So we're gonna have a look at that as well. So starting from this week, guild supremacy, solo reward have been completely revamped. Earn solo trophies to snag these valuable rewards every event. So this is every event. So guild supremacy rewards also make their debut, rewarding your guild for collecting guild trophy as a team. So that should encourage more teamwork within the guilds. So these updates are permanent and apply to all future events, which is really great. I like that new introduction to the game. So prestige, guild prestige frenzy. So guild prestige frenzy, how do you start a frenzy? You've got it there. The guild leader or the guild council starts the frenzy. How do I earn frenzy token? You earn frenzy tokens by fighting solo bosses and earn either the 10% damage threshold or MVP. Okay, the higher the rarity bosses, the different the reward. So what's the benefit of frenzy? You will earn more guild trophy for fighting frenzy bosses than you would fighting regular guild bosses. So we all know what's gonna happen there. Do frenzy bosses have special behaviors? No, frenzy bosses are similar to regular guild bosses. How long does a frenzy last? A frenzy lasts 20 minutes. Your guild leader or council can extend the frenzy in the same way as starting a frenzy. Okay, how do guild prestige fit into frenzy? The rarity of the guild frenzy bosses your guild will spawn will frenzy in tied to your guild prestige. So it's tied to your guild prestige. So for example, at guild prestige 0 or the beginning, you will only spawn bottom 3 rarities of guild frenzy bosses. At guild prestige 6, you'll spawn the top 3 rarity of guild frenzy bosses. How does my guild increase our guild prestige level? To increase your guild prestige level, your guild members have to increase their solo prestige level. For example, to reach guild prestige 4, you need 4 guild members to reach solo prestige 4. So it only needs 4 members, not all members, 4 members. That's quite good. What happens when the frenzy runs out? All bosses alive or dead, included unclaimed bosses, will disappear. Make sure you claim your rewards before it runs out. So that's it for the news link. Please have a read of it because I didn't go through everything. I just pick and choose certain things to read. So let's take a look at the the deck for this week. So the deck for this week will be an Immortal Killer deck, and let's go right in and have a look first and foremost at the ultimate form. So I've got a 1 pink star ultimate form. I got 3 Master Collection cards because I went up to tier 5. Didn't manage to get a ultra rare. I basically saved most of my gems that I have left to go up to see if I can go up to tier 3 on one of the retro packs. Depends on the retro packs that actually comes out. I might need a card or 2 from it, so I'm saving some of my gems for that. So this is Overseers, and this card will create 9 Earth Power Gem 6s and increase Earth Slayer attack by 30% for 3 turns. That's not gonna be a lot of boost when it comes to the deck. 3 turn cooldown. Passive, whenever you are hit by an enemy attack, gain 5% permanent damage resistance. This stack up to 8 times per hero. 40% resistance, so you can get a maximum of 40% resistance, permanent resistance. Second passive is Regrowth. If you start your turn with less than 15 Earth Gems on the board, it creates 10 Earth Gems. If you start your turn with less than 80% HP, it will heal you for 3000% of hero recovery. That's okay, not brilliant, but it's okay. It's something. Those Earth Gems will help you on the first turn to actually get a Gem Crush going, so that's not too bad. Is it a brilliant ultimate form? Not really. It's not a brilliant ultimate form. We have seen much better. The Master Collection card. And the Master Collection card creates 9 Earth Power Gem 6s. So this actually creates 1 more power gem than your ultimate form, which is nice. It's got a 3 turn cooldown. Passive is Regrowth as well. It will create 10 Earth Gems if you have less than 15 Earth Gems on the board, and it will heal you for 3000% of hero recovery if you're below 80% HP, which is not too bad. This week we'll be getting Toxin. So Toxin will be one of the debuffs that the bosses are running. Let's look at the debuff for... Okay, so we've got Panic as well. Panic is not too bad. It just... when you're hit with Panic, you have to make your matches quick because it lessens the time that you have to make your matches. So that's not too bad. Toxin affects any card that does a heal. So that's not too bad either. This one creates 8 Power Gem 6s and also increase Earth Slayer's attack by 30% for 3 turns. It's got the passive, which is Bark Skin, and whenever you are hit by an enemy's attack, you will gain 5% permanent damage resistance, maximum of 40%. So this stacks with the ultimate form. So your ultra have got the resistance and the attack increase of 30%. 30% attack increase is not a large amount. The next debuff is Flatline. That shouldn't really matter. So this week we've got really 3 debuffs which are not relatively bad. The worst of the 3 is Toxin, and as long as your card doesn't really do a heal, you're fine. Next up, we will take a look at the support card. The support card for this week will create 2 Earth Power Gem 3s. So now we're starting to see power gems on the support card. I mean, it's only 2 Earth Power Gem 3s, but it's not bad. This is far better than a card that's gonna create you, say, 5 Earth Gems. Far better. I really like this. I mean, it could have been probably, say, 4 Earth Power Gem 3s, but it's a start. So this week support card, I actually like the battle skill because we have got power gems on a support card, which is quite nice. It has got the ability to rain gem, so whenever you are hit by an enemy attack, moderately increase earth gem drop rate permanently. It stacks up to 8 times. Personally, I don't really like this gem fall mechanics. I think it's absolute garbage. I think gem raining, it's not gem fall. This one is not gem fall, this one is gem raining, so it rains gem. Gem fall is different. Gem fall, you actually get numbers, so it would say, okay, when you're hit by an enemy's attack, will increase gem fall rate to 40, so the next 40 gems have a increased chance of being earth gems. So that would be much better than just moderately increase. That doesn't mean really anything. Let's look at the event card for this week. So the event card for this week, let's have a look. And this is your event card for this week. Let's look at the 5-star, 6-star. Let's look at the 6-star. This is your event card, or main card if you want to call it that, and it's Garden of the Thicket, and this one will create 6 earth power gem 4s. Not bad. It's got a free turn cooldown. It's got a passive. If you start your turn with less than 15 earth gems on the board, it will create 8 earth gem. Less than 15 earth gems, it will create 8 earth gems, so that's not too bad. Is the brilliant deck? I would say absolutely not. It's not a brilliant deck, not by a long shot. It isn't, but it is the deck for this week's event, and this week's event is a 50% off. So 50% off all vaults. So I wouldn't expect the deck to be the best deck in the game. I would expect it to be moderately good. So this one to me is moderately good. I did manage to get 3 Master Collection card, and I did manage to get, so let's type Immortal Killer we need. So there you go, there's the ultimate form, 1 pink star. Did get 3 Master Collection cards, and I had to craft the ultra rare to get the ultimate form. So we're going to take a look at the decks. When I say decks, we're going to start first with the oldest of the 3 Immortal Killer deck that we have to date. Well, Immortal Slayer. So this is a Slayer deck. So this one was the first one that we got 2 years ago. Blooming Alliance. And I've got 3 pink stars, and it will give you 800% damage. Its battle skill, however, is not the best. It will spawn 4 earth gems. If Overgrowth is active, it will spawn 4 Power Gem Force instead. It decreases damage taken by up to 20% at a rate of 5 plus an additional 5 per 100 skill points for the next 2 turns. Once per activation, if attack while this skill is active, it spawns 4 Earth Power Gem 2s. And apply Overgrowth status for 1 turn. It's got a free turn cooldown. It's got 2 passive. Whenever 10 Earth Gem 1s or greater are on the board, it increases Earth Slayer attack by up to 24% at a rate of 6, and it increases by 6 per 100 skill points. Second passive, it cleanses 1 enemy debuff from a hero at turn begins. That one's got a free turn cooldown. Does create an ultimate gem, which is absolute rubbish, doesn't really do much. This is the ultra rare for the deck. That's a Master Collection card. That's the main card, and this one is the support card. We're not going to look at those ones. This is the second in the lineage. So this one is called Vernon Druid. I've got 3 pink stars as well. Vernon Druid is not too bad. It doesn't create a power gem of high value, but it does create a number of power gems along with its ultra rare. So what this one does, it attacks the enemy. It's a nuke card as well, so it attacks the enemy for 150,000% of attack plus 150% for every 5 stock of Immortal Killer intensity. So the nuke damage does increase the longer the fight goes on, because this one uses intensity. So intensity is limitless, so you can get your Immortal Killer intensity quite high. This one will do pretty decent nuke damage as your intensity increases. So if there are at least 2 Earth Power Gem on the board, it attacks a second time. This ability can be used every single turn. So this card has got a 1 turn cooldown, and it's got a 5 gem charge rate. So it's easy to charge, and it can be used every single turn, which is not too bad. When beginning the turn with an Earth Power Gem 1 or higher on the board, it creates 6 Earth Power Gem trees. So it can create 6 Earth Power Gem trees every single turn. I know it's not Power Gem 6s or Power Gem 5s or even 4s for that matter, but it can create a number of Power Gem every single turn, which is not too bad. Take a look at Making You. So Making You is the ultra rare for Vernon Druid deck, and it increases Immortal Killer hero attack by 30% for plus, this is just 1 turn. So it will increase Immortal Killer's attack by 30%, and it will increase by 3% for every 10 Immortal Killer intensity on the board. So you can see that as long as the fight goes on, you can actually increase the damage, the nuke damage of Vernon Druid quite exponentially. Okay, so it also heals for 2,500% of this era's recovery, and this ability can be used every single turn. It's got a 6 gem charge rate, which is quite good, far less than 9. And when beginning a turn with a Earth Power Gem 1, just 1 Earth Power Gem you need on the board, doesn't matter what level, you will create 6 Earth Power Gem freeze. So you see that you create Power Gems passively as long as you've got 1 Earth Power Gem on the board. And I've got 3 of these ultra rare. I'll probably only be running 1 this week. And this is the Master Collection card. It does a nuke damage as well. And this is the main card, does a nuke damage as well. That's the support card, which is not really that brilliant. And this is the 3rd in the lineage, and it's today's deck. So what do we do when it comes to combination? It depends on the cards that you've actually got in your collection. I've got all 3 decks, and do I want to combine Vernon Druid with the current deck, or do I want to say use 1 Master Collection card, 1 ultra rare, the ultimate form, add Making You and Vernon Druid to the deck? Because this one I wouldn't consider to use this one, because it doesn't really create power gems per se unless you've got Overgrowth active, and you have to be hit to actually create power gems. So I'm not too keen on that one. A bit more keen on using Vernon Druid. However, using a card that's got a nuke skill will actually end your turn. So if you haven't done enough damage to actually kill the boss, you've actually end your turn, giving somebody else the opportunity to actually steal the MVP if it's your boss. So I'm not really that keen on using Vernon Druid either. However, Making You is not too bad, and this is the reason why I say Making You is not too bad, because Making You, which is the ultra rare, has got almost the same battle skill as the current ultra rare. So let's compare these 2 ultra rare. So this one increases Immortal Killer heroes attack by 30%. So does the current ultimate ultra rare. So let's get both of them side by side and then make a comparison. So that's the ultra rare, and let's find Making You. That's Making You. So these 2 cards, we're going to look at them side by side. So side by side comparison. So this one creates 8 power gem 6s. It does create higher level power gems. This one creates 8. This one creates a lower level power gem, which is power gem 6s, and it depends on if you've got 1 power gem on the board. So this wouldn't give you power gem on turn 1, and you have to actually activate the battle skill to increase Immortal Killer's attack. The battle skill doesn't create any power gems, but the battle skill has got a 1 turn cooldown, while this one has got 3 turn cooldown. This one creates power gem passively, even though it's just power gem freeze. This one, every 3 turn you will create 8 power gem 6s. So over 3 turn you get 8 power gem 6s from this one. This one you will get 18 power gem freeze. This one heals as well for 2500% recovery. This one doesn't heal, but it does give you damage resistance of 5%. So comparing both of these together, I would think if you've got 2 ultra rare from the current deck and 2 master collection card, that would be a far better combination than to use 2 making you, or you could use 2 making you. Let's see which one is better. I mean, if you run 2 ultra rare, 2 of a current ultra rare, deep rooted one, and 2 making you along with ultimate form, every card that you would have on that combination would be giving you 30% attack increase. So you'd be getting 30% from each copy of making you, and you'll be getting 30% from every copy of deep rooted one, and 30% from the ultimate form, which gives you a whopping 150% damage increase, attack increase, not damage increase, attack increase. However, as your intensity increases, you will increase the attack of your cards because of making you, so that's not too bad. So making you is a card that you could seriously consider putting in. I wouldn't say put 2 making you, I'd say probably put 1 making you. If you've got 2 ultimate, 2 ultra rare. If you've got 1 ultra rare, I would say 1 ultra rare, 1 making you, so 1 deep rooted one, 1 making you, 2 master collection card, and 1 ultimate form. That would be a nice combination. So let's put that together. So this would be something that I would probably consider, and this would be something that is realistically more of what most people would probably have, because not everybody's gonna have 2 ultra rares or 3 ultra rares for that matter, but you would be able to get at least 1 ultra rare, 1 master collection card. Some of us won't be able to get the 2nd master collection card, which is shiny master collection card, unless you've got all of the historical heroes. But if you've got all the historical heroes, this is something that you could consider putting together. So this one will increase your attack increase quite exponentially depending on intensity. It all depends on how high you can get your intensity. This card will continue to increase your attack output based on the intensity. So this one is one that you really want to consider putting into the deck. Have you got any other thing that we could consider to put to use in combination to the current deck? This is something that you can consider. If you've got Vernon Druid, you could add Hard-Won Gorillas and Flourishing Fairies. These are arcane killers. Then you could use the Jailers in combination with the Defiant Duet. So the Defiant Duet needs no introduction. It does a turn delay. It creates a power gem based on turn delays. Jailers increases your arcane killers attack by 1200%, and this is based on turn delay as well. You can get 2 turn delay, 1 from the Jailers, 1 from Defiant Duet. That will give you 2,400 8% attack increase, and that will give Flourishing Fairies and Hard-Won Gorillas the ability to do some serious damage. And Hard-Won Gorillas has got that nuking ability at the end, which is the bonus attack buff, and that is multiplied by 3 keys, so that would give you 5 times as long as you use 3 keys. Vernon Druid has got a nuke damage, so that nuke damage, I wouldn't use the battle skill straight away, because the battle skill of this card doesn't really increase your attack, it just do a nuke damage. So I wouldn't use that straight away. I would use that, say, on the second turn after the nuke damage of, say, Hard-Won Gorillas has gone off and you haven't killed the boss. I would activate, say, the battle skill of this card to increase the amount of damage that you've actually dealt. So it's primarily there to give you the Immortal Killer killer skill. The next combination that you could use is this combination. You could use Vernon Druid if you want to use Vernon Druid. If you're gonna use Vernon Druid and you've only got 1 copy of the Master Collection card, I would say use Making You instead of the 2nd copy of Master Collection card if you've only got 1 Master Collection card. If you've got 2 Master Collection card, I would say leave out Vernon Druid and just use Making You. That would be a better option, because Making You would give you an attack increase, while Vernon Druid gives you 6 power gem on the 2nd turn if you've got 1 power gem on the board. I would say between Vernon Druid and Making You would be a better card to put in this combination, but it depends on what you are basically looking for. Now, 3 cards you've got that can increase Immortal Killer's in attack is Perceptive Guru. Perceptive Guru, it's passive, so using this card you will not need to put a relic on board to basically generate fire gems for this card. You don't need to pop this card. However, this card will reduce the number of cards you've got to actually do your attack, because it is a fire card, it's not an earth card, so it's pointless actually using this card as a damage dealer. It's just there for one reason and one reason only, and it's the passive Fateful Grasp, and whenever you are attacked by an enemy, it increases Immortal Killer's attack by 1200%, just like the jailers. Give you the same attack increase. It gains 15% damage reduction for 1 turn. So this ability can be used every turn. So as long as you're hit by the boss, you can actually increase your attack of your Immortal Killer. However, this card will turn your deck into a 3-turn deck, because it takes 2 turns before you're hit by the boss. So that is not one that I would say that is particularly really good, but it's something that you can use if you haven't got anything better. So this is Making You, and Making You we have already spoken about its battle skill, so that's the 2nd one. The 3rd one that you could use is High Performance Unit Area. Now, High Performance Unit Area is it's just the same as this one, Perceptive Guru. The difference between the Perceptive Gurus and High Performance Unit Area is that you have to power up the battle skill of High Performance Unit Area. Now, High Performance Unit Area will give you the same damage increase as Perceptive, well, a bit more increase. It will give you 2500% increase, Immortal Killer increase. However, you have to pop the battle skill. That means you'll need at least 2 Dark Immortal Killer Relic on board to generate dark power gems or dark gems for the battle to pop this card. This card produces dark power gems and power gems passively as well, and that will basically decrease your ability to actually create a lot of earth gems on the board to get them crushed. You can overwrite these gems, however, you do not target the off Affinity Gems. First, you actually target them. If you can create a full board of Power Gem, then you target them and you can overwrite them and upgrade them. But of all three of these cards, I would say Making You probably would be one that is much easier to use. However, the attack increase of 5 performance unit area might be something that you want to go for, because it does give you a large attack increase, 2,500%, comparing 2,500% to 30% that Making You gives you. I would go for the 2,500%. I mean, this one, Perceptive Guru as well, does give you far more damage increase than Making You. This one you have to be hit, and this one you have to be hit. So this one turns the deck into a 3-turn deck because it's a Slayer event, and this one turns it into a 3-turn deck because obviously you have to be hit as well. This one, however, you can use its battle skill straight away and you get the 30% increase, which your deck would be far quicker but less damage. So it depends on what you really want. You can go for the bigger increase, you can go for a smaller increase and basically have a quicker deck. I would say in the Slayer event I would go for a quicker deck, because if you go for a slower deck, chances are if it's not your boss, you're not really gonna be able to even get 10%, because the boss is gonna be dead before you actually get to the 3rd turn, unless it's a really powerful boss that's got lots of HP. Then it would take people longer to actually take down the boss, which will give you the opportunity to power up high performance unit area. Now, a note that something that I basically should highlight about high performance unit area. Last week it was one of the cards that I used, and I was basically promoting this card the day before when the deck came out, saying go out, get your copy of high performance unit area. It is still a good card to use. However, I was very disappointed in the Golems deck. I was bitterly disappointed. It didn't perform as well as I thought it would. My expectation of the deck was basically dashed when I used the deck the first time when the event started. It didn't really do much. Even when I basically got a ultra rare from the side pack, from the where did I get it? I went up to the 4th turn. I actually got it from the 500 gem vault. I got the copy of the ultra rare and craft the deck for last week. I combined Golem's deck with the deck for last week event, and I wasn't able to do much damage. You needed a special card to actually enable your deck to do any decent damage. A card which it came out as part of the retro pack. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this event and this game is designed in such a way that you need this particular ultimate form, or you need ultra rare from this deck to actually do decent damage. So you probably would go into the retro pack and try to get at least ultra rare from this pack. So it's psychological basically to try to get you to spend money. So this week it's psychological as well, because you have got a deck that is relatively cheaper to obtain. However, you can go into the pack and you might only come out with 1 or 2 master collection card, and you might not be able to craft the ultra rare, so you keep spending to try and get the ultra rare, and you might end up getting the ultra rare after spending far more than you probably anticipated on spending. So try and be really shrewd, be careful. As I said, I don't think it's a brilliant deck. I think it's an okay deck. I think it's moderately good. I don't think it's really good. I think it's moderately good. Probably will perform okay within the event. There's other cards that we can look at. So tomorrow we'll look at all the cards that we could use in combination with the deck. We'll look at several different combinations. We'll see how they actually perform, and then we'll go from there. So that's all I've got for you today. So leave a like on the video if the information is helpful. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you for watching. Peace. Stay safe. Bye for now.